Hello, and welcome to Tarot for Creators. I'm Jerome. This is Big Bear Tarot, and this specific reading is for creators. There are readings for love readings, and there are career readings, and there are different kinds of readings, compatibility readings. It's kind of a love reading, I guess. But this reading is for people who are in the act of creating something. So, creating a performance or creating art or writing or crafting, something that is being born. It's a different process, and I felt like it needed a different reading, things to think about when you are creating. So, I have drawn some cards, some tarot cards, and I'm going to show you the cards, and then we're going to talk about them. Okay, the cards are the Two of Cups reversed, and then the Sun card, and lastly the Five of Swords reversed. Now, starting with this card, as creators, we've all been in a position that we've been creating something for other people and hoping to follow a great trend, to do something that will catch people's eye and hopefully it'll sell well, because right now in the middle of COVID, we all need things to sell. We need things to catch people's attention. But this card, normally a card like this, the Two of Cups, is about love and about a loving relationship, but when it's reversed, this card can be about applying that to yourself. And so my first bit of advice for this week that the cards seem to have is loving the creation you're doing it for yourself, finding some reason why this means something to you. Many of us have been in a position where we're creating, we doodle or we play, and that turns out to be something that we can monetize later, or something that, because we found so much enjoyment in doing it, it became enjoyable for other people. And I think that's a key in creating, is creating things that already make you happy. So I would say that one of the key advice for this week is to think about what brings you a great deal of enjoyment yourself. What gives you self-love and self-care. I went from doing, just as an example, I went from doing these large acrylics earlier this year, and then I started doing really small watercolors because I just didn't feel like doing gigantic paintings. I felt much smaller. I felt like working smaller. And so for me, this act of doing something that felt more comfortable and something that was more personal and something that brought me joy in a smaller scale ended up being something that other people found fun and attractive and great too. So, doing something that really connects with you, I think, is the essence of this card for creators. Second card is the Sun. Now, the Sun is often a great positive card. If you have it in a reading, it means awesome things like success and joy and little kids and letting out your inner child and all sorts of good things like that. For creators, I think this card is also, we're living in the midst of a giant pandemic and things are chaotic. And I have already heard from some publishers that they are being inundated by stories about viruses and about lockdowns and stories that may have sold really well before COVID being grimdark and having sort of a negative spin. But man, are they looking for positivity. Now, not toxic positivity, the kind of positivity that you be happy no matter what's happening. But I'm talking about things that you can feel joyful about. And publishers were asking for people not to send them anymore these COVID stories or stories that are negative, but are looking for things that are much more positive. And so I'm saying, or in the cards might be saying that this week, can you create something that has a positive feeling to it, that makes people feel joyful? Not only will it probably help you a little bit, but it might also help others to feel positive or to find a little bit of joy in this chaos that we're living in. The last one is the Five of Swords reversed. Now, normally when this is right side up, this is about fighting, about conflict. And when it's reversed, though, it's about making amends and getting over conflicts. It's about healing divisions. And not going to go political, but I'm going to say that there's a good chance for creators, any collaborators that you've had that are you may not be getting along with, or groups that you're involved in that you need right now. This is a card about making amends and about finding a bigger goal, creating something better together. And is there a way for you and others to come together to mend fences, to settle differences, or realize that the differences that we have are small? They're big. They need to be dealt with later sometimes. Sometimes there's a bigger thing to go for, something bigger that is better for everyone. And so this card is about making amends, specifically in creator sense, finding ways to forgive yourself and forgive others, and hopefully creating something good out of that forgiveness. I live in a basement, and those are people on top. All right. So these are the 3 cards I drew for creators, and I hope that this week is a great week for you. I hope that you create things that are that fill you with joy, that give you a sense of feeling loved, and that find ways of forgiving and making amends within groups and with other creators even. Because we're all doing this together, and we're all trying to make it together, and we're really not competing against each other. There's just too many people in the world who all need something really cool. And, I think there's room for all of us here, and room for lots more creators here. So finding ways to work together is always a great idea. All right, thank you so much for coming to my first Tarot for Creators, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. Take care.